What's up, guys? It's going to be a market update for May 20th, 2020. So, yeah, the whole world seems on fire right now, right? If you listen to any financial analysts or whatever, they're saying that this is a bear market rally and that we're going to come back down. Um, Sometimes some of your intuition might tell you that because, we're still on lockdown and a lot of our favorite bars, restaurants, everything are closed. And a lot of smaller people are going broke, companies, and you're seeing it when I posted earlier, like a list, like, JC Penney's and, like Pier 1 and stuff like that. So it's like, how could one thing go up, which is the market, and other things go down? Well, start off with it is, just want to take a step back before we really get into it. Look, you really come into this world with nothing, man. And at the end of the day, when it's our time to go, we're going to leave with nothing. Right. So to have this idea of loss, it's really hard. And what I'm getting at is in business and even trading, you just get so emotional one way or the other. You get really, it sucks, man. You look at something and you see, your hard-earned money drop 10, 20, 30%. You're like, oh my God, what did I do? I got to sell. Or your business, you're facing that adversity. Things are low, people quit, and you got to go open. You're like, how am I going to handle it? And it's really cliche, but that's where winners are made. If you're investing in stocks, the best advice I could give you is you should not buy a stock ever at any time if you're not willing to lose 50% of the money you're put in and say, well, that sucks. I guess I just have to wait. If you're not coming in with that mindset, you're already going to lose. Right? So let's just get that out of the way. So everyone tells me, is this a good time to buy? I don't know. Where are you financially? It's the same question I get all the time from friends and family. It's like, hey man, when do you think is a good time to, buy a house? You're always into real estate and stuff. And I'm like, same thing for rental properties, your personal home, your marriage, switching jobs. There's never a right time. It's what's right for you. It works for you. You have to evaluate that. And everyone is different. And, some people are going to say you're crazy buying airline stocks. Some people are going to say you're a genius. It's what you can handle and it's the risk that you can handle. So that's first and foremost. So I think everyone needs to just calm down, take a chill pill, because if you're buying something today and you truly believe in it and you're building slow positions, you're going to be fine. All right. You're going to be fine. This country, man, it's so, I got some notes here, man. I was just driving the other day and I was like, geez, man, you look at the roads we got, and you look at the heavy machinery that we got to move around, and you look at the freaking people here that are educated. Now, my people say, oh, you don't got a GED. Some people don't have GEDs or whatever, but they're still really well educated compared to the rest of the global world. And if you've ever been outside of the United States, especially if you've ever been like, I'm not talking Europe, I'm talking like rural areas, right? Like India or even some parts of China or some parts of Mexico, and you compare their infrastructure and what they have going on. Not to say that their people aren't hard workers or resilient or smart in that sense, but what it is in America, it's night and day. It's night and day, guys. It's not even close. And it's like, even if we get, phased, we get a punch right in the mouth, right? And we get phased and we're like, oh my God, America will bounce back. It's just, there's too much positive here already built up. You cannot bet against us. It's impossible, man. Like, I mean, anything's possible, right? Nuclear bomb or some crazy, but just look at what we have achieved in the last 100 years, from 1920 to here. Won two world wars, created skylines, planes flying across this country, cultivated agriculture all around. Just the growth, I'm not going to bet against that. Now, my next point is, there's a lot of charts. There's a lot of charts out there, a lot of smart people saying this shit's going to tank. Even me, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried. Like, damn, this thing could go down easy, 20, 30, 40, 50%. It can. You've seen me talk a lot about some of the things that are broken and all that, but you can think about the what ifs, but if you never make a move, you're going to be sitting on the sideline forever. I just would use extreme caution. And I'm going to keep reiterating this is, you shouldn't be going in with money that you're not willing to lose at least 50% off the rip. That's just a good lesson. So now let's get into the real like meat and potatoes of this thing, right? So it's like Everyone talks about 1929. If you're not familiar about 1929, that was like the spark of the Great Depression. And there's charts, and it shows that 1929 did this, then we went up like this, 50%, then like that, then boom, back down, then we went back up, and then boom, back down. It was just these huge busts, very similar to what it is today. But times always change. If it was just that simple, like, oh, this happened before, so it's going to happen again, we would all be billion, zillion, trillion millionaires, right? Because we would just keep doing the same thing over and over, right? Things always change. The world has changed. I mean, 1929, there wasn't even civil rights. Those guys back there were being arrested for standing up for something they believed in, versus now. Not to mention that we didn't have technology like we do now. We couldn't inject cash in the system now. Even cash, we were based on a gold system. We could not provide liquidity to the market. Those things have all changed. And, you know, at the end of the day, so I got this also written down, a corporation, Elon Musk, in the video explained it perfectly. It's a collection of people going after a singular task. If you and me wanted to, bring a product or service, we would get me and you, we would hash it out, then we get more people, and we would just keep doing that. Like our corporation would grow because our goods and services would grow. No, nothing is going to stop us from continuing to produce goods and services once things clear up. That's never going to change. So when it comes back to 1929, then and now we have a fiat-based currency. I'm going to make a video after this about Bitcoin and why I think I'll give you the bears and the bulls of it. But for the fiat-based currency, why it helps us today is not only were we able to give $1,200 to every American that might have needed it right away and provide unemployment right away, and also inject money to businesses right away, that's huge. Versus in 1929, we're like, sorry guys, banks are closed, we're screwed, no one has money, and everyone was starving. Those are two huge differences. So maybe this isn't a bear market. Maybe this is just a hold-off market. And if you look at what's really rallied over the last couple of weeks, actually the last 6 weeks, is really defensive stocks, right? You got your Walmarts and your Targets. You got your big tech. Big tech's going to continue to eat. And the ones that have gone down are the ones that were naturally going to go down. And this just expedited that cycle. I said it before in prior videos, the world is going to change forever. Schooling is going to change. The way that me and you conduct business is going to change. It was bound to happen, but it just goes up quicker and quicker, They're going to look back on this, and there's always going to be a great something. There's going to be a great recession. There's going to be a great, depression. 08 was a great recession. 29 was a great depression. And this one is probably going to be the great pandemic. That's what they're going to call it. And it's like, where were you? What did you do? So, but we're going to be able to bounce back from this. In the long run, we are going to be fine. Those are just some of the views that I have. I think a lot of things have changed. I think technology has changed things, and that's why you're being able to see a balance. I am literally 50-50 on if this is good or bad, in the sense. So one example today, I'll leave you with this. So Expedia reported today, Expedia at an all-time high was 140 something bucks. It went down to like 50, and then the last week it's been ripping up, and it went up to like 80 bucks before close, and they reported losses. But they're saying we have pent-up demand, we have bookings and credits available, and people do want to travel. If that doesn't tell you right there that, okay, well, once this thing's cleared up, we are going to go back to American behavior ways and go back to normal, I don't know what else is, That's a pretty strong indication. And you're like, how can it be trading at 80 bucks right now? That's roughly about half of what the value was. And if business is cut in half, bingo, we're at where we need to be. So, there's a lot of, and if you constantly just look at one side of things and see videos on one side, then you're going to start believing that one side. You get all paranoid. You got to go on the other side and look at the bull side too. So, my last bit of advice for you guys, if you're out there investing or buying something right now, is just be ready to hold for at least 5 years. That's the safest way I could do it. Or the safest way I could tell you. So if you're ready to buy a stock and you're like, man, I'm not trying to make a day trade, because we all know day trading is really hard to make money. Day trading, you're not going to become a millionaire, or a lot of us aren't. We don't have the time, the energy, and all that. We're buying, we're holding, we make our cash. Be ready, if you buy a stock, if you deploy that capital, to lose half of it off the rip. And if you cannot stomach that, just think about that. If you can't stomach that, then this is not the name of the game for you. Go do something else. Go figure out a different asset way of investing. Go look at real estate. Go look at starting a small business. Go look at something else, because the market is just it's gonna destroy you mentally. Or focus on how to prepare yourself mentally for a 50% drop. Because you got to remember, you still own the company. You still own the rights to future earnings of that company. That's what you're buying when you're buying a stock. So once you break that barrier, investing would be a lot easier for you. Hey guys, I hope this helped. These are just some of my thoughts, man. And I'm going to go into the whole Bitcoin thing next. So that will a little bit break more down to 1929 and break down more of like why, I think this is a little bit different, and it's not going to be into a Great Depression kind of thing. But like I said, I hope you learned something from this. I hope this is a little bit encouraging in these crazy, crazy market times. But hey, if you could DM this to one friend, it really helped me out. I'm trying to grow the page, trying to get to 500. Thanks, guys.